The Philadelphia Flyers hit the ice today in Voorhees, New Jersey to prepare for their second preseason game in 2 nights up in Montreal against the Canadiens. But the big story today at practice was the organization as a whole and John Tortorella in particular doing a really nice thing for a member of the local hockey community struggling with a horrific tragedy. I'm Charlie O'Connor with PHLY Sports, and these are your Flyers post-practice notes. For those who don't know, Guy Gaudreau is basically a legend in South Jersey and Philadelphia hockey circles. He was a longtime head coach at Gloucester Catholic High School. He's been involved in youth hockey. He's taught so many players in this area how to play. He's helped develop guys, obviously Johnny, who became, a superstar NHL player. But Guy's name matters in this area for people involved in the sport of hockey. And the Flyers, specifically John Tortorella, reached out over the last couple weeks to see if maybe, just maybe, he wanted to participate in their camp as well. Now, understandably, Guy was a bit hesitant at first after Tortorella made the offer for him to come and be involved with a practice or two. But apparently he thought about it, and today he decided to join the team for the skate. And players are really excited to have him. The coaches were really excited to have him. John Tortorella had multiple conversations with Guy. After the practice, Torts basically said that he hopes that this has been a little therapeutic for Guy Gaudreau. Obviously, the entire Gaudreau family is going through as terrible a thing as you can imagine. In fact, Torts even noted that he spoke with Guy and said he'd like to have him come by for a few more practices before the end of camp, so this might not be the last time that Guy Gaudreau laces up the skates and is on the ice with the Philadelphia Flyers over the next few weeks. Flyers players also seemed, very excited to be there for Guy. They all shook his hand at the end of practice. Nick Seeler, we interviewed him after practice. He referred to Guy Gaudreau as Mr. Gaudreau, which was extremely endearing. But the players just wanted to be there for him. Obviously, this is a time where the entire hockey community is grieving, over the loss of Johnny and Matty, but no one's grieving more than Johnny and Matty's parents. And the Flyers today were maybe just able to help him a little bit. There was, however, a game to prepare for. The Flyers are playing the Montreal Canadiens tonight up in Montreal. The flight apparently to Montreal leaves around 2 p.m., so the game group actually did have a morning skate here in Voorhees around 10 a.m. There's quite a few important players in this game, guys who didn't play in Sunday night's game against the Washington Capitals. Sean Couturier, Tyson Foerster, Rasmus Ristolainen will make his preseason debut. There are 2 intriguing holdovers who played in Sunday's game. Bobby Brink, one of the heroes on Sunday, one of the best players. To my eyes, I thought he was the best player on the Flyers on Sunday. He's getting another game, so he's going to play the back-to-back. And then Ula Lixell also. He's a guy battling maybe for a spot as an extra in the lineup, maybe even a spot in the NHL lineup if he has a really good camp. I thought his game on Sunday was a mixed bag. He scored a goal in the third period, made some mistakes, had some breakdowns defensively, but he showed something, and Flyers clearly want to see more of him because he is in the lineup for the second straight night, so we'll see how him and Brink hold up. As for guys who probably need to have an eye-opening performance tonight, I would say those 2, in my mind, Ronnie Attard and Massimo Rizzo. Now, Attard, he's no longer waiver exempt. There's a thought that this is kind of a camp where he has to make the team or else maybe he's not in their future plans. Well, from the start of camp, he hasn't been paired with guys who you expect to have a shot at making the NHL roster out of camp. In this game, he's paired with Louis Belpedio. Louis Belpedio got some time in the NHL last year, but he's viewed more as a quad A AHL veteran. Attard is not necessarily being placed in a position where he looks like he has a leg up on anyone. So if he wants to change that narrative, if he wants to push his way onto this team, it starts tonight. He needs to have a big game. And then Massimo Rizzo, he started out camp in the middle. He was playing center at rookie camp. I didn't particularly love what I saw from him down the middle in those rookie games. Well, tonight, he's at wing. Now, he's at wing with good players. He's going to be on a line with Scott Lawton, so that's interesting. But the fact that he's already been moved off the middle over to wing tells me he needs to have a big game if he wants to change the narrative around his camp as well. As for tonight's game, I will not be covering that game in Montreal, but according to the Philadelphia Flyers, there will be a stream on their website, so if you want to catch it, go on the Philadelphia Flyers website, look for it there. I'm Charlie O'Connor with PHLY Sports. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
We all silly like the mayor.